What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So the Dallas Cowboys have just made another trade. They've acquired Joe Milton to be their brand new backup quarterback, and Joe Milton, of course, is a guy that people have talked about from the preseason. Joe Milton's a guy who can extend and play and has shown a lot of flash, and the Dallas Cowboys have now acquired him. So I thought today would be fun to go ahead and make him the starter instead of Dak Prescott, therefore making him a superstar for the Dallas Cowboys like we've been doing on the 2K channel. So let's go ahead and jump in and do this Joe Milton Dallas Cowboys rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 85% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in the 85%, want to change that, that'd be greatly appreciated as we're on the road to 10,000 subs. Also, if you guys enjoy this type of video, make sure to also drop a like and suggest if there's any other player you guys want me to be or want to make a star, because I've been doing it on my 2K channel. It's been a ton of fun. I've just been grabbing like a random role player and making them, or not all just random role players, but just certain players and making them superstars, the #1 options on the team, basically. So obviously I'm starting here on the draft, and I have updated it to for the most part of what the Dallas Cowboys have done. There probably is a few things missing, don't get me wrong. This is why I've decided to stop doing the free agency rebuilds altogether, because it's really annoying to set them up every single time, and you really can't make it exactly accurate. So once the draft happens, that's when that new look 32 rebuild series will happen. So obviously they signed Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, they brought back Kevontae Turpin, they signed like Robert Jones as well, but I could not find him for some reason, so he's not here, unfortunately. But obviously the main thing is Joe Milton is the quarterback. So we're gonna pretend that Dak Prescott got hurt or something. I don't know, but he's gonna stay on the bench this entire video, and Joe Milton is gonna be the starter. So for year #1, I'm simply just going to leave him at a 65 overall with this Dallas Cowboys playbook, and I want to see how it just naturally develops. But in year #2, we might boost his abilities up and make him like an 80 or with a star dev or something like that. So we're not going to set Joe Milton out there to fail, but hopefully in year 1 he can just get it himself. That's what I'm hoping for. Defensively, they added Kenneth Murray and Elam as well from the Buffalo Bills. They signed Dante Fowler, they signed Adigazua, and I think that's about it. I know they brought back Marquise Bell, but of course we still have the draft ahead of us. We still have Bland, Trayvon Diggs. I know there was rumors about Diggs being cut because his knee injury is so bad, but that has not happened up to this point. So let's just go ahead and jump into the draft. So it looks like we do need another wide receiver, and just because the Cowboys signed Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, I don't know if that takes them out of drafting a running back. I know a lot of people have, mocked Ashton Jeanty to them before. I don't know if I'll go that route. I guess it just kind of depends what's on the board. So without further delay, let's go ahead and jump into the draft and get this rebuild started, shall we? So we're picking at number 12. So let's go ahead and see what we can get there. So at pick 12, we will see what's on the board if Madden wants to load. Damn, why the hell are we taking so long? There we go. Okay, so Jack Sawyer, James Pierce go before. We're about to pick Abdul Carter goes to the Giants, as the Browns actually took Shador Sanders. All right. Let's see what we have available to us. So we have Princely, we have Kelvin Banks, we have Malachi Stark. So a lot of different ways we can go about this, obviously. We can take a running back. I mean, there's so many different ways we could do this, but what do we want to take personally? So obviously, taking Princely at Ole Miss doesn't sound too bad. We might eventually move Micah Parsons down to the DN spot because he can be a stud there, but obviously he's that linebacker. Micah Parsons is a do-it-all player. We all know that. Could take Walter Nolan as well, but I think in round 1, I'm going to go ahead and take Princely here to be an edge rusher for us, to add him. Dante Fowler was signed, but Princely could be opposite of Fowler for now, and I like that pick a lot. So 85 speed, get ourselves a pass rusher who can hopefully develop into someone special for us to add to this defense. All right, now to round 2. So this is where I might look towards a wide receiver because we definitely need more weapons. So at wide receiver, since Brandon Cooks is now gone, Isaiah Bond from Texas makes a ton of sense. We might just go with that. So let's see what else we got. I do want to look at the running backs really quickly. So Hampton is still here, which is intriguing, but I think we do need a wide receiver because we could roll with Javonte Williams this year. Don't be wrong, it wouldn't feel like the best, but I think I am going to take Isaiah Bond in round 2. So Isaiah Bond is going to be an elite speed wide receiver, gives Joe Milton another option on offense, and like I said, we can rock with Javonte Williams at least for year 1. But after that, we can change that as we get a 98 speed wide receiver. You really can't be upset with that. In round 3, I'm going to look at running back. If there's a good one, I'll take one. If there's not, I probably will punt on it and just let Javonte Williams start this year. So Judkins goes, but let's see what else we have. So in round 3, we have Dylan Sampson of Tennessee, Jason Marshall, Mason Taylor, Ollie Gordon. Ooh, I like the idea of Ollie Gordon, I'm not going to lie. Jamon Johnson, Leonard Barton. We could take a strong safety as well, but I think I am going to take Ollie Gordon out of Oklahoma State. Obviously was a Cowboy there, but he comes over and could be our starting running back in the future. So I actually like this one a lot. So welcome to the Cowboys, Ollie Gordon. 87 true value, 90 speed. Probably going to be our future back. Might even start him out of the gate. But that will be our draft. So we can go take a look at the lineup with the rookies added. Go see what Joe Milton can do in year one after that. So we're an 80 overall with an 80 offense and an 81 defense, which is very interesting. But let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup going into year one. So obviously, they want to put Dak back as a starter. But here's your O-line. So yes, we could have taken an offensive lineman. Probably would have been a good idea, but it's all good. So we have Ferguson, Schoonmaker, Jalen Tolbert, Isaiah Bond, Javonte Williams, Ollie Gordon, which I'm going to start Ollie Gordon out of the gate. And of course, like I said, Joe Milton starting this year. And offensively, scheme fit, we're at 92%. Feels good. So I'm going to leave this all the way it is. Other than slot wide receiver, I want this to be Isaiah Bond, obviously. And then defensively, we got Princely opposite of Dante Fowler. So I'm going to start him right away. Bland, Trayvon Diggs, Marquise Bell. So definitely a lot more work to be done. Eventually, like I said, I'm probably going to move Parsons down to left end or right end eventually. But for now, he's going to stay at left outside linebacker. So yeah, things look pretty good on both sides of the ball. But with Dak Prescott not starting, I'm curious to see how this is going to go. So I will see you guys at the end of year one. Let's see if, I guess, Joe Milton will sink or swim. If not, we obviously will help him afloat in year two. But I'm hoping he just comes out of the gate firing with this Dallas Cowboys playbook. That's usually pretty good. So at the end of year number one, it looks as if things didn't go too well, which isn't too shocking. I mean, he's a 65 overall. I was hoping it would work out, but not the case. So that sucks. But we'll have to kind of see how he did, stats-wise. And of course, we'll upgrade him because, like I said, we're making him a superstar by the end of this video. I don't care. We're doing it. So, stepping to the offseason, let's go take a look at the stats after that, and we'll see who won the Super Bowl and stuff. So, but yeah, unfortunately, 5-12 to start things off is disappointing. So, Bills and Eagles were in it. It looks like the Eagles won it. If you go take a look, damn it, I can never find it anymore. But, or it's over here. That's right. So, yeah, I see the Eagles won 35-21. Okay, let's take a look at the stats. So, let's see how our offense was. So, offensively, not good, 32nd in the NFL. So clearly having Joe Milton as a starter definitely hurt us. And offensively, 20th. So he threw 19 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. He had 322 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. And then Ollie Gordon only 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. So pretty brutal stuff. Isaiah Bond was good. And then Lamb and Tolbert both had 800 yards. But obviously not great. So we will be in the production. And then Micah Parsons needs to move down to the end spot. 7 sacks for Parsons is not good enough, obviously. So that'll be moved this offseason. We can primarily focus on making that better. So let's get to the re-signing stage. I believe this is where Parsons needs to be re-signed, which I'm shocked that the Parsons deal isn't done yet, honestly. But we know how Jerry Jones operates, man. He likes to wait till last second for everything. So let's go ahead and start with obviously re-signing Micah Parsons. I feel like that's a no-brainer. So he is going to stick around. So that is done. Obviously, a lot of our money goes away with that. But I know Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb could both be restructured. Deron Bland says he's going to test free agency, but I disagree with that entirely. We're going to franchise tag him. 88 overall corner, cannot walk out the door on us. Okay, so let's go take a look at CeeDee Lamb and Dak. Now, obviously, if there's an out on Dak's contract, it would be ideal just to cut him, but there really isn't yet. $6 million, we could free up $25 million if we do that. Now, would it be counterintuitive to restructure him, though? Because obviously, we're never going to start him in this video. It might be. So maybe I don't try to restructure him. CeeDee Lamb would save us $16 million. And Tyler Smith has, okay, Trayvon Diggs would free up $9 million, sure. So we're probably going to be mortgaging in the future a little bit, $4 million. And then I guess Dak Prescott. I mean, there probably isn't going to be a way to replace Dak anyway. So let's just restructure him because getting an out on that contract might be really tough eventually anyway. So we have cap space this offseason, which is what matters, right? So we have $54 million now after all that's said and done. So Bland and so all the guys we want to resign are taken care of. So we're going to bring back Ferguson, ideally. We'll bring back Elam as well. Shouldn't be that expensive. So that should... Nope, he's going to test free agency, so can't re-sign him. Tolbert, I'll bring back... Ooh, not Sam Williams, sorry. I'm going to bring back Jalen Tolbert, though, as well. Only 27 years old, and I think that's probably going to be it after that. So that's done. And Elam's going to have to leave, I guess, and then we're not re-signing Dante Fowler or Kenneth Murray or anything like that. Donovan Wilson, no. Okay, so we're going to let the rest of these guys... Oh, Brandon Aubrey. That's a pretty important one, though. One of the best kickers in the league. He will not say yes to us. Okay, well, we're going to the offseason with about 37 M's. So let's go take a look to see what we can do in free agency. But obviously, having Dak's contract you know, it has us in a bind. I'm not going to lie. But let's take a look at Joe Milton. So the first thing we need to do is, like I said, we're going to push up his production. So he's now a 69 overall, but we're going to make him an 80 overall, I think, this season. And maybe even give him star dev and see what he can do with that. We made 3 offers in free agency, all unfortunately on the defensive side of the football. We're going for Petrie, Josh Metellus, and Malcolm Rodriguez. 3 guys that would obviously add immediate impact to our defense, and that will be hopefully done with those 3 guys signing, so which is good. I would like more money, ideally, as well. I don't know if there's going to be any players I can cut, so let me take a look at that, because I want to spend a little bit more in free agency, but it might be kind of tough if we're just not able to, so... Deron Blake could be cut. Terrence Steele could be cut for $8 million. Malik Hooker. So we can cut Malik Hooker because we just signed Jalen Petrie. So Malik Hooker can go, and that frees us up another $7 million, which should be able to give us the ability to sign another player. Terrence Steele probably, he probably has to stay because we don't really have any depth there. Molly Smith's going to stay. Mingo could be cut and save a little bit of money, but that ain't going to do too much. So I guess Malik Hooker's the only one that makes sense to just cut away. So now, the one position I need to upgrade, whether or not I'll do the rest in the draft, but it gives us the ability, which, by the way, Joe Milton's now an 82-star dev. So Ollie Gordon will start again next year. But the offensive line, as far as the right guard is concerned, needs to be addressed. And defensively, we did move Micah Parsons, which obviously once Petrie, there we go. Metellus and Petrie are in there now. So that looks good. That looks a lot better. So now you have Overshown Rodriguez and Lofu, Petrie, and Josh Metellus. So that looks a lot better. Micah Parsons is down opposite of Princely now. And then we definitely need depth at the linebacker spot. And we probably need to sign a right guard or a D tackle if we can, or linebacker depth. So let's go see if we can get one of those in free agency before all said and done. So let's go take a look at right guard first and foremost. So Zach Martin, who actually retired in real life. Dylan Parham is sitting here, and that honestly is probably going to go with this. So we can only give him a neutral offer because we don't have a lot of money. Let's see if he's willing to sign that. He's only 27, so that addresses that. So that is done, and that's all we have left. So let's head to the draft now. So I think with the right guard position upgraded, we don't need to address anything on offense. It's all about the defensive side of the football. So linebacker depth, another corner, D tackle is really important right now. So ideally we get a D tackle round 1, I think. So we'll have a good pick as well, which is going to be helpful. So let's go see what this could lead to. So at pick, wow, we have the 2nd overall pick at 5 and 12. All right. So the Raiders are going to take Nico. So a quarterback is taken, which obviously we weren't worried about. So we could take Caleb Downs, but we did just sign Petrie. We're not taking Parker. We could take Francis. We could take Ruben Bain. Take Spencer Fanu, Kendrick Folk. Could Ruben Bain play D tackle? He's 275 pounds. I think I might take him here, honestly. So Ruben Bain, A, block shedding, B, power moves, B, finesse moves, A, power moves. Speed is good. I think we might play him at D tackle. So we're going to take Ruben Bain here. Welcome to the Dallas Cowboys. Number 10 true value, draft number 2. But he is going to come in and ideally play that D tackle 2 spot, which was a massive hole in our defense. So I love that first selection. Caleb Downs would have been nice too, but I did just sign Petrie, so it's all good. Now, an early 2nd rounder. This is where I think I want to get some linebacker depth in the building if we can. So we have Parkinson on the board, but Branch. We have Samuel out of Oklahoma, who's more of a power rusher. But I do believe he actually has some good coverage as well. So A to C pursuit, A to C zone. Speed is elite. A man coverage. So I do think I'm going to take Samuel here. He's going to play left outside linebacker for us for some depth, 86 speed. We needed some depth in the worst way possible, so I love that for us. And then round 3, we could do a number of things, but corner would be the most ideal thing we could take here. Let's go see what else we got. So we have Yorks on the board as well. No corners at the moment that I'm seeing, really. We have Whit Weeks out of LSU. Hard Butler, Jalen Sneed, which we could take another linebacker. Let's go take a look at the corners really quickly, though, before we do that. So we have Marcus Allen, Pons, Brown, Des Ricks, and then Moten. I think I'm going to go ahead and just take another linebacker, honestly. That gives us a ton of depth in that room. So let's get Jamari. Let's go Jalen Sneed. Jalen Sneed will be the pick. A pursuit, A zone. Speed is great. And then his man is A as well. Okay, so that will be our draft. So let's go take a look at the lineup for year 2. Hopefully Joe Milton will be much better with his dev traits going up and stuff, which we did obviously on our own. But let's go see what it looks like going next season. So here is our lineup going into year number 2. So offensively, scheme fits in 85%. Isaiah Bond, Javonte Williams. I'm still going to start Ollie Gordon, though. Or I guess let's put Luke Schoonmaker here and start Ollie Gordon. CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, Isaiah Bond. You got Ferguson, Steele, Parham, BB. We also have Campbell as well as depth for the future, which is nice. Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith. And then defensively, we have Petrie, Overshown, and then did we not? I guess we never signed a... I thought one of these guys was a middle linebacker. I guess we didn't sign a middle linebacker naturally. Ruben Bain went up to a 7.9 at D-tack, which is awesome. So our D-line should be pretty damn good if I had to guess. Bland, and then Carson's going to have to be the corner 3. They did draft us Delane as well. So we need to move one of these guys to middle linebacker, which I guess is going to be DeMario Overshown. So we're going to move him to middle linebacker, and he should be good there. So I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. I'm hoping that Joe Milton is so much better. If he's not, we'll take it up a step, giving him a 90 overall and a superstar dev instead. But hopefully he just does really well this year, which I think he will. We'll see. And would you look at that? Things went well in year number 2. So we went 11-6, and it looks like both sides of the ball were great. But let's go ahead and take a look to see what it looked like. So offensively, we were 11th in the NFL, which is great. And then defensively, we were 3rd in the NFL, which is awesome. So 26-11 from Joe Milton, which is what we wanted. And then Ollie Gordon, 12 touchdowns, 800 yards. Jalen Tolbert, 1,100 yards, 900 from Lamb, and 800 from Bond, and 800 from Ferguson, 300 from Ollie Gordon as well. There we go with Micah Parsons. Like I said, you have to move him down to the D-line in this scheme. Ruben Bain had 9 as well. And yeah, so our D-line was definitely dominant, which is great. You want to win in the trenches, and I think we're doing that right now. So things have gone super well, but how will we do in the playoffs is the biggest question as we play the New Orleans Saints. So wild card weekend against the Saints. I have no idea who their starter is. I really wasn't paying attention, honestly. So let's go see how this one's going to wind up, as it is a 0-0 game thus far through the first quarter. We draw first blood, and they respond. It's 7-7, and they will go up 14-7. We need Joe Milton. There we go. A field goal. All right, we're down 17-10 in the fourth quarter. Do we have what it takes to get back in it? Let's see. And we will tie the game, 17-17. But the Saints will kick a walk-off field goal on us, which definitely sucks, to say the least. So 20-17 loss. I mean, Joe Milton had us in it. It was Taylor Green who we were playing. Joe Milton had us in it, so I can't be mad. I still low-key might turn him into a superstar dev, unless he just does it naturally, which would be even better. So maybe we don't even mess with him. But if he's not a superstar dev, I might put him there. Just saying. So let's go ahead and see what we can do this upcoming offseason, though. But it's a good step that our team looked good. We made it into the playoffs for sure. So now we're going to the offseason about negative $41.5 million in cap space. So whoever's a free agent is probably going to have to be let go, which sucks, unless we find a way to dig ourselves out of it, which is what we knew was eventually coming. So far, it'd be Tyler Smith, Deron Bland, Overshown, Guyton, which is a fifth-year option, Devontae Williams, Mozzie Smith. Okay, it's not too bad. It could be a lot worse, obviously. So we're gonna lose if we do. We'd lose 4 starters, I think. Or no, sorry, 3. We'd lose 3 starters, which are 3 damn good starters, don't get me wrong, but may not be anything we can really do about it. So let's see if there is a way to free up enough money to go after them. I doubt it, honestly, unless we just dig a bigger hole, but we might have to, because we're going into this next season trying to go all in. So Micah Parsons would free us up 11 million. Samuel, that doesn't really matter. Okay, let's go to total instead. The Dax is gonna save 15 million, but we restructured and we saved 22 million. So that would be close. Sealand would save us 14, and then Trayvon Diggs. We'd probably have enough to okay, we actually could probably get enough to re-sign 2 of them, I think. So I'm gonna do this because we're going all in. So we're gonna restructure everybody here. Next season does not matter because we're going to have no money at all. So you can forget next season. So I'm going to do Terrence Steele as well. And a Digazua I'm going to do as well to save up 5 million. So yeah, and then screw it. Let's just save as much money as possible. So we're probably going to have no money, obviously, after we resign these guys. But I'm still okay with just jumping to the draft. And that's how we get upgrades. But I wanted to keep these 3 at least if possible. So Tyler Smith, take a big chunk of it. So we might come back to him. Let's go Overshown first because he's probably going to be the cheapest one of them. So he will sign. Awesome. Deron Bland didn't want to stay here. Oh, gosh. We may not have enough money for one of them. So I think I'd rather choose the one that's interested in staying here, which... So we might lose Bland. So we're going to franchise tag Tyler Smith. And then we're going to have to lose Deron Bland, unfortunately. So, yeah, that sucks, but it is what it is. So Deron Bland, losing him is going to suck. But as I mentioned, I think we had enough to keep 2 of them, and Bland was the one that had to go. So we kept Overshown and Tyler Smith. The losing Bland definitely hurts, but not much we can do about it. And there's definitely no way to get out of this. And the Saints, by the way, went to the Super Bowl, and I think they won it as well, which is wild. So yeah, they won 35-30. So I guess we lost the team who went on and win it all. So now we have a corner issue. Obviously with Deron Bland gone, but the offensive line is going to have to stay the way it is. Joe Milton is up to an 89 overall, but he is not a superstar. So I'm going to give him superstar dev going into this final season because, like I said, there's no next year. We have no money. So this team is going to suck next year. So this is the definition of playing Madden and not real life, because you would not do this and screw yourselves this much. Unless you're the Saints, who are always screwed, it feels like. But Milton, Ollie Gordon, CeeDee Lamb. So the offense is not going to be touched. It's mainly the defense, again, which this defense is really good. Ruben Bain's a 90 overall now. So yeah, this D-line is awesome. So corner is the main problem. Delane was nice, but we need a corner too. That's all we really need, honestly. Unfortunately, we can't make any like trades. It would be awesome if we could. So let's not even worry about free agency. Let's just try to draft a good corner if possible. We'll have to see if one falls to us, or we could trade up as well. I think there actually is some good corner prospects, but I don't know. Sometimes even trading draft picks affects your cap situation, so they may not let us, actually, now that I think about it. But let's go take a look at this. Let's go look at the corner market, I guess, prospects, and let's see what corners are maybe available that we could take, because this is what we really need. So Kidd and Duhan are obviously the 2 guys that would be awesome to bring in. So I'm going to see if I can't trade in the top 5. We're going to mortgage everything. Let's just get ourselves a good corner for next season. So would it even let me trade up and get a top 5 pick? I have no clue. Let's see if there's anybody picking number 2, 3, or whatever. So there was 3. So let's just go for the 3rd overall pick. I imagine the 2 corners don't go back to back, hopefully. So Cleveland, you want to help me out here. So let's see, we give you 22 on our first next year. Would it even let me do that? Let's see if it would. Oh, it does. Okay, so we have the 3rd overall pick. So we are all in. Or sorry, yeah, it was the 3rd overall. So now let's see who we get at 3rd overall. We're taking one of those corners for sure. Let's see what we got. So it's going to be... okay, both corners are available. So let's see which one we like better, I guess. All right. This is awesome. So Archie Manning also here, which would be fun. But obviously the video is centered around Joe Milton, so we won't do that. A-Zone, B-Man. Speed is great. Okay, so that's Duhan. But if we have elite speed on Kidd, we might take him instead. A-Zone, C-Man. Speed is great. So both speed. I think we have to take the other one. So Duhan, I think, had a little bit better grades. B-Man, A-Zone. So welcome to the Cowboys. Duhan, and then I'm gonna let the assistant GM take care of the rest. Only normal dev, which I'm a little surprised by. That actually sucks. Okay, well, whatever. But I will see you guys at the end of year number 3. You guys kind of know what the lineup looks like already. Let's go see what it's gonna look like at the end of year 3, if we make the playoffs or not. So at the end of the season, we finished up at 11-6, which I think this is literally what it looked like last year. I believe the Saints were our first matchup, and I think they also went 10-7. So this is just basically, I could have snapped my fingers and show you the same screen again. They have Ashton Jeanty, DJ Hicks, but let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. So offensively, we were 19 NFL, which is awesome. And then defensively, we were hopefully top 5 again. We were. So 25-7 from Joe Milton. 400 rush yards, and then 21 touchdowns from Ollie Gordon. Awesome. CeeDee Lamb finally had like a really good season. 4 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. The touchdowns I'd obviously like to be a little bit higher, but we'll take it. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. 30.5 sacks from Micah Parsons. 22 from Ruben Bain. 10.5 from Adigizua. 4.5 from Princely. Insanity. Absolutely insane. Wow. 50 sacks combined between the 2 of them. 50 plus, rather. Let's play the Saints again, and hopefully this time we win it. So Joe Milton in a second playoff game facing the same team he played last year in the same stadium as well. And it's a 0-0 game. This is how it started last time. This is like literally a repeat of last year almost. It's 7-3. All right, can we go score again and take a 14-3 lead? No, the Saints will go up 7-10, and now we need a clutch drive for you and Joe Milton, and we will get it 14-10. Defensively, though, we don't get the clutch drive we're looking for, so let's see if I can't come out here and score for us to keep this going, because I'm not looking to not win a single playoff game today. That would obviously be really unfortunate. Okay, if you don't... All right, let's see if we can go verticals, wide drag, and let's see what they do. Let's just go to Ferguson and get a first down pickup. So we only need a field goal, but obviously I'm looking for the home run hitter. I'm trying to score here and just win this game and avoid overtime at all. So, oh my gosh. Ferguson was about to be open too. I think anyway he was. Okay, that's where I was going. All right, well, we do have Lamb and Isaiah Bond, who's super fast. So one of them should be able to burn somebody. And I'm going to give Lamb a chance. This actually is pretty good coverage by 29. So we might look the same way and go Isaiah Bond instead, because Isaiah Bond has the burners to do what I know he can do. So unless if Lamb just gets better separation this time. But I'm going Isaiah Bond, and this one is going to connect. And that is what we were looking for. Boom. That is what we wanted. Okay. Can our defense hold up, though? Fingers crossed. And they can. 21-17 win. All right. We win wild card weekend. And now we're moving on to divisional. We get a playoff win with Joe Milton. And now for divisional weekend as we square off at Ford Field against the Detroit Lions. So let's see how this one is going to unfold as we're down 7-0 to start things off. And defense gets a stop. Do we have anything on offense? No. Defense keeps getting stops. And we will tie it up 7-7. We'll have the ball to start the second half. Do nothing with it. And the Lions will get stopped again. And this time we will go up 14-7. Okay. But are the Lions going to get back in it? They do not. Wow, I thought they were about to tie it there. But instead we win divisional weekend 14-7. Very low scoring affair. We'll absolutely take it. Let's go see who's in front of us in the NFC Championship. And now for the NFC Championship, squaring off against a team that the Cowboys have plenty of history with, and that is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. So let's see how this one is going to go. That is a 0-0 start, and the Niners will score on their second drive. Okay, and we will score on ours as well. So it's 7-7 so far. Get a big interception from Malcolm Rodriguez, and we will go... Oh, just kidding. I thought we were about to score there, but... Okay, still 7-7 in the third quarter, and we will score 10-7. Can we keep this lead, though, and maintain it, though? We get a stop on, I think, on defense, and 13-7, and that's all she wrote. So another very low-scoring game, just like last one, but it keeps getting the job done, and now we have found ourselves in the Super Bowl. So we've made it to the Super Bowl, and we get to play a team I don't often see here very often. It's going to be the Miami Dolphins. So we're also in Miami. That's so interesting that they made it when we're in Miami for the Super Bowl. Pretty wild, but all right. Get a stop to start things off, and we will go down 7-0, and we tied up 7-7. Okay, so we get a stop midfield. We score before half, and no, it looked like we were about to. We do not. 7-7, about to be in the fourth quarter here soon. We'll go up 14-7. We get a stop on defense. Can we hang on to the ball? 21-7. Dolphins have 6 seconds left. It's not going to matter because we are going to walk away as a Super Bowl champion. But just for the hell of it, I'm going to do one more play, even though I really shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway. So let's go and see if I can score on them again, even though I don't know. I just want to play with Joe Milton again for a second, I guess, is the way I should. Okay, so I screwed this up really badly, so let me just take this. They call a timeout. Okay, I get another chance, sure. Another chance at this because that was brutal. All right, all good. If you want to let me throw a bomb to CeeDee Lamb, I'm chilling with it. Okay, so the safety is there, so we'd fit in the window. Fortunately, that's going to be it. Okay, well, I guess I made a completion, whatever. But at the end of the day, we made Joe Milton a superstar, and it worked out, and we won the Super Bowl. Nothing groundbreaking in this video. I was just trying to have fun with Joe Milton, who might eventually be the Cowboys starter. Who knows? But probably going to be a while before that happens with Dak Prescott's contract. But I hope you guys enjoy the video regardless. Crushables, I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.